80% of children worldwide are currently not in school, but at home learning due to the COVID-19 virus.
And in America, that means 57 million children are learning from home. The classroom is in your front room and you are the teacher. You too, also you. You guys are the teachers now.
And if you're a parent like me and your kids are driving you crazy, tune in. We are going to be talking about parenting today. And in just a few moments, we'll be providing some tips for you to be able to get through this parenting hump. Real quick, as we start out, I just want to hear from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are your children dealing with this whole pandemic and being at home? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing as a parent dealing with parenting during COVID-19?
Welcome to Empowering Your Thoughts, an outreach ministry of Christ International Church. On this program, we deal with mental health issues and how they intersect with our faith. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share this program with a friend. And your hosts for today's show and mental health advocates, Tabitha Perez, Valerie Taylor, and Nicole McKenzie.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tabitha.
Hi, I'm Valerie. And today we're tackling the topic of parenting during COVID-19. It has certainly been quite interesting for me as I am a mother of 3 kids, 2 teenagers and a toddler.
Oh, fun.
That's right, 2 teenagers and a toddler.
Fun.
Okay. Which means that I am now a middle school teacher and a preschool teacher, and not a great one.
Oh, be kind.
So, in all honesty, this has been a hard time for all of us, right? And I want to hear from you ladies what you think are some of the challenges that maybe either children or parents are having during this time.
I think probably we're going to say this out front. I am not a parent. I have 15 nieces and nephews. So that's just a little baseline for you. I'm not a parent. I've not given birth to any kids. So we'll put that out there in front. But I think probably what's happening, but I FaceTime with my niece and nephew constantly, but probably what parents are seeing right now are some behavioral differences in their children and not knowing how to really deal with it because they only, generally speaking, the school time is about 40% of the day. And so the teachers have to deal with the mood swings. The teachers have to deal with a lot of the things that the parents are seeing right now, and the different cycles of emotions that a child goes through, within the span of a single day. You deal with your coworkers, you deal with, whomever during the day, and stay-at-home moms get to not be with the children during the day. And right now what they're seeing, what you guys are seeing is the full range of emotions that your children go through in the classroom setting, at the lunch setting, in the setting of a recess, and all the settings that the teachers normally get to have fun with because our kids are angels, or your kids are angels. Right. The parents are seeing it 100% of the day. So right. I think that's putting everyone in a little bit of a quagmire, because while the people who are the teachers have been trained for this, parents have not.
Yeah. I also am not a parent of any children, but during this time I did become a fur mom. I have a fur baby, and he is it's an adjustment. He's my co-worker, and he entered one of my sessions the other day. I didn't even realize it. I'm in my office, and he is chewing on things, and I'm having a video chat, virtual session with one of my clients, and she's like, "Oh yeah, there's your dog. He's so cute." I'm like, "Oh no." I am too an aunt, and also a great aunt to several nieces and nephews. Yeah. Can't even count them. And I am a support to them as they're going through this time. Mm-hmm. Just hearing of the children who are missing their teachers. I have a niece who's also a teacher who is really, adjusting to this. It's not easy. The teachers are missing their children, just trying to navigate this uncharted waters, for us is just all just really, really challenging. And for some kids, school was their safe haven. That's where they that's where they went because home wasn't safe. So a lot of children are now in these toxic, unhealthy environments all day. We're stuck.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, they're stuck. So that's really hard.
It is. And I empathize with those children, obviously, who are in a situation like that in which they don't get to have a break or release, like going to school, for example.
Yeah.
So, when we started this new year, none of us thought that we would be dealing with a pandemic in quarantine. And so dealing with this as an adult is hard enough. But when you add kids to the mix, it is quite interesting, right? So I want to discuss some behavioral changes that you probably can be seeing right now from your kids. So quickly. Younger kids, or maybe even older kids as well, can seem to be more clingy. Remember, I have a 3-year-old who follows me everywhere, to the bathroom, when I'm taking a shower. If I'm trying to eat my snack hidden, she finds me. So there's nowhere that I can be without her. And I've noticed that she has become a lot more clingy to us at this time. Older kids, teens, may be more distant and wanting more space. My oldest loves Fortnite, and he can be in his room all day because he's introverted and that's what he loves to do. And so finding a balance of that is really quite interesting now that we're home all day. Sleep schedules can be completely messed up. I know we are all struggling with this at home, including us as parents. All of us find ourselves maybe going to sleep at 1, waking up late, and even when we are sleeping, we're not sleeping well. So that may be something that some of you may be seeing that's completely normal. You may see that your kids may be more irritable, more anxious, or more depressed. Of course, with the change of having to stay indoors all the time, that is a lot. So tantrums and maybe aggressive type behavior that you weren't seeing before may also be happening as well. Their daily schedule has been completely turned upside down. And it has been hard for them just to be in the house all the time, especially if you have children who are athletes or in the arts or any extracurricular activities. If you have a child like mine, my middle daughter, who is a social butterfly and loves to be with her friends. And then, of course, learning from home and maybe not having the best teacher who has to call her kid's teacher so that the teacher can explain to her how to do the work, because I have no idea how to do these math problems nowadays. So that's real life, and oftentimes I also find myself and our kids, just in pajamas all day. We're just really comfortable, and that's okay. And I know that there's some people who like to get dressed up and follow a routine. And if that makes you feel better, that's also okay. But we've been very relaxed. I know that the kids and us as adults, we're dealing with a lot right now. And so I'm not trying to add any additional pressure to my kids. I am, however, just being able to just be in tune with them, just watching and observing and making sure that they have what they need. So with that being said, ladies, do you have anything that you'd like to add to this conversation?
I would, just as you're talking, is a lot of different challenges I've heard from my clients that I'm working with, because I work for the school system. So I'm checking in on students on a weekly basis, and some of them are really struggling, as you were saying. So some of the things that I have suggested to them was to create a schedule. For me, even working from home, and my life is turned upside down. So I have a schedule that I created for my own self, just to help me keep on track and on task. And that resource will be in a link below. So if you are interested in that, I also think that this is an optimal time for you as parents to be able to expand your child's emotional vocabulary.
For
So
sure,
giving them
yes.
the emotions and helping them name their emotions so that they can know what they're feeling, and also to pair it with a great coping skill. So again, a few weeks ago, we talked about the coping skills, and we will put a link to those resources again. So it is just so important at this time to, take this as a teachable moment. You're able to, you're with your children, you are their teacher. And
Right.
Even though there's some kids that you may want to try to transfer out your classroom, and
I'm sure.
you think that your teacher have lied. I was just reminded of a meme that I saw that said, you lied. My kid is not an angel to have in class of joy. And
My
so,
3-year-old.
I never was. Yeah, the teachers used to put that on mine, and I never was quite an angel. I was well behaved most of the time, but never was quite an angel. I'll say this for people who don't have kids and who do have nieces and nephews. One thing that I am doing, I started a little bit of a contest for my niece and nephew. Yeah, I won't say a bet because we're all Christians. We don't bet. We're not betting people. But I'll say I started a contest with them. If they give me 10 days of good behavior, and I didn't make it just altogether good behavior because they're kids, you're gonna act out, they're gonna do stuff. I just gave a specific behavior. For the one, it's 10 days of reading for 30 minutes per day, and the other one is 10 days. Now this is a problem with this other child, so I said no. Was it tantrums? No tantrums. You can try it for 10 days. Now, I didn't give it to a 5-year-old. This is when it was well over 5 years old. So it's possible for him, oops, I said it was which one it was, to control their emotions, or at least get into the habit. So I think positive reinforcement is going to be really important during this time, to really try and get some kind of reward system going on, as opposed to negative reinforcement, which is you take something away, hoping that they add a good behavior. How about you add something good, hoping and praying that adds good behavior with the positive reinforcement. So that's something we can do who aren't with kids at 10 days. And I didn't tell you how much I told them each they can get something for $20 off of Amazon. Listen, I would have done 20 days for $20 when I was growing up. $20 was golden.
Right.
When I was growing up. So $20 for 2 kids, I mean, that's $40. I feel like 10 days is worth it. So trying that positive reinforcement for something, even if the parents don't have it or they don't have the wherewithal, you have the brain space to come up with stuff like that. So I came up with it, and we'll see. Well, they were on day 1 yesterday. They had a restart today. So we'll see what we might have to lower the number to 7, but we'll see what happens.
That's my 3-year-old, y'all. I may need to get her transferred out of my classroom because she gives side eye and she does not want to listen. She just wants to play. But Tabitha, I think that now that you mention it, it's perfect into sharing our tips, right? A token economy, a reward system, positive reinforcement. It is a really great way to get kids to increase positive behaviors, right? It's not bribing, because remember, this is consistent. So diminishing a behavior for a specific reward. And as they get into the routine of it, then you can see that behavior diminish, right? Something else that I want to share is sharing what is different and what is the same. So remind your child what is still the same. Maybe you still live in the same house, maybe you are able to eat your favorite snacks, or you can still watch your favorite shows or play your favorite games. Remind them of what is still normal for them. And then, of course, share with them what is different so that they understand and they can express themselves, even if it's disappointment, how they are feeling about what has changed so far. Nicole, you alluded to this already. Creating a schedule is really important. Children thrive on routine. Absolutely. So it's good to create a new schedule, but be flexible. It's okay if maybe one day out of the week you don't want to follow that schedule and you're just like, today we're just going to relax and it's going to be what it is. And that's okay. This is real life and we don't always have perfect days, and neither do our kids. So that's okay. Also, play with your kids and get your body moving. One of the things that our family just implemented is family exercise, even with our toddler. So we've been doing that now, and the kids really get to enjoy it. It's a really good stress reliever. You can go on YouTube, find, free workout sessions, free dance sessions, whatever
wow.
you want to do just to be able to get your body moving.
Yeah, recess.
Yes. Validate your children's feelings, of disappointment right now. So I have a social child who loves to be with her friends. She doesn't understand that all the time that she cannot go out to a sleepover. Right now it's just not the time, or we can't go to the beach, or we can't go to Disney, or we can't, do all the things that we love to do at this point. Just allow them to have their moments, allow them to have their days, and just support them as best as possible. Always observing and listening to what they need, and then being able to provide that in a way that is healthy for you and for them. And then, of course, take care of yourself.
Yes.
As parents, we cannot give the best to our children if we are not doing what we need to do for us. If at least once or twice a week you can find something that you can do for you without them, that'd be great. Maybe you love to read and you want to sip on some wine while you're reading, with no kids. Maybe you want to buy some hidden snacks like I do and eat them in the closet so that they do not find it. That's okay.
The other week, put it on a plate.
Yeah, no, we don't. There is no law that says we have to share with our children.
Right.
Good job. Good self-care. I love that.
So
perfect.
Just find things for you. Exercise, music, FaceTime with your girlfriends or some of your male friends, with your family, create a game night. Do things for you, things that bring you joy and peace. Journal. I mean, if you want to light some Bath & Body Works candles.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You deserve to do it. So by all means, just do what you need to do for you. It's important that we do what we do for ourselves so that we can give the best to our children. And if we are serving everyone and being a chef, cleaning up the house, cooking a million meals every day, serving to our kids' feelings, and at this point, we're not doing what we need to do for ourselves, it's really counterproductive for us and for the family. They feed off of us as parents. So it's important for us to model what we want for them as well to do in healthy behavior. So we appreciate you joining us. If you have any comments, concerns, or questions, please feel free to comment. We would love to answer them or engage in a dialogue with you about it.
Next week, I'm going to be talking about friendships during the time of COVID-19. So come back and see us next week. We're talking all about friendship. I'm excited about it.
Thanks so much, Tab, for that teaser for next week. And Valerie, great teaching, great content. Thank you so much for sharing even a part of your story. The baby, that's just so cute. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Empowering Your Thoughts. And remember to like, to subscribe, to leave us a comment. Let us know that you're here, that you're listening. Leave any questions, concerns that you have, and don't forget to share and be empowered to think well.